Hey, welcome back to Global Environment. We're still talking about EROI. We talked about the Kung Bushman last time, and we said let's get in a more industrialized society. So let's talk about farming. Okay, so farming, does it have something to do with EROI? And this map here is the result of a simulation model of a country in East Africa. And what you see here is a simulation model is made to show the expansion of farming over time. You can see different colors represent where farming is in different years. And you can see that the dark areas is where farming started, and then it starts to spread out over time. And you see it skips areas because this program is set up to use best first. It uses best first. The program looks for the best land, and that's where it puts agriculture. Now let's think about it. What is the best land? What are the characteristics of the best land? I mean, it's got good water. It's got good nutrients. It's flat. It's not like this. And what happens if the best land does not have those characteristics? That means you have to invest energy to make up the difference. You might have to use fertilizers that are made of fossil fuels. Or you might even have to use pesticides that are derived from fossil fuels. You might have to use energy to irrigate. You might have to use mechanization if you're having trouble with slopey ground, okay? But it uses the best first, and it has the best EROI. That's important. Remember that. The best resource has the highest EROI. You should write that down even. Now, it's interesting because best first was first articulated when it was applied to agriculture. And there was this guy, Ricardo, in the 1800s, an economist, and he said farmers use the best land first. But we've seen that you can apply that to more situations. Okay, let's talk about ocean fisheries. Now, what is an ocean fishery? An ocean fishery, surprise, is a place with a lot of fish. And if we try to compare most of the ocean with terrestrial habitats, most of the ocean is really like a wet desert. There's not a lot going on there. But ocean fisheries are special, and they're very important economically. Now, can you apply best first in EROI to ocean fisheries? You sure can. Now, let's look at how that will work. Let's check out this graph. Now, this graph shows the exploitation of fisheries over time in the United States. And what do we see here? We see that the number of people fishing declined for a while, and then it went up. The number of boats declined, and then it started to go up. The number of vessels, those are big boats, started going up, and the capacity of vessels started to rise. Now, when we see all these rises, what do you think happened to the number of fish we were catching? You might expect they were going up, but they're not. It actually went down. So what are people doing? People are throwing more resources at fisheries. And what happens to EROI? It goes down. It goes really down. And how far down? It is now at 0.1. And you'll say, wait, 0.1, that's impossible. How can you do that? The limit is supposed to be 1. Well, the only reason we can do that is because we have energy subsidies. Not money subsidies, though that helps, but energy subsidies. We have this bank account of fossil fuels that we draw on and convert that energy into fish. And we can only do that as long as that bank account of fossil fuels lasts. Once that disappears, we're restricted to 1 again. So think about that. Okay, if you look at catch per unit effort for fisheries and look at the trend over time, it's going down. So you can see that very clearly. EROI is going down. We have caught the best fish first, and now we're trying for the smaller ones. We're trying to look for the less desirable ones. Things like tuna are disappearing. Okay, so in the next segment, we're going to try to apply best first and EROI to fossil fuels and see where that gets us. So I'll see you next time. Bye.